You saw it happen. You know what she said. You remember exactly how it went down. But now she's looking at you like you're the one who's confused, like you're making it up, like what you saw with your own eyes never actually happened. And here's the part that's driving you insane. She's so confident in her version that you're starting to doubt your own memory. You're not losing your mind. You're being gaslit. And it's one of the most dangerous manipulation tactics because by the time you realize what's happening, you've already stopped trusting yourself. This is how manipulators rewrite your reality without you fighting back. This is how they make you the crazy one while they stay in control. This is Shadow Mind Insights, where we expose the psychological warfare tactics being used against men in relationships, work, and social dynamics. No sugarcoating, no motivation, just the brutal mechanics of how manipulation actually works. In this video, you're going to learn what gaslighting actually is and why it works so well on rational men. The 6 tactics manipulators use to make you doubt your own reality. How to recognize gaslighting in real time before it destroys your sanity. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when someone is rewriting your reality and how to protect yourself without looking paranoid or weak. If you've ever felt crazy in a relationship where you know you're remembering things correctly, hit that like button. Subscribe and share this with men who need to understand what's being done to them. Turn on notifications because this information could save your mental health. Let's break it down. Here's what you need to understand first. Gaslighting is psychological manipulation designed to make you doubt your perception of reality. The term comes from a 1944 film where a husband manipulates his wife into thinking she's losing her mind. But in the real world, it's not always that dramatic. It's subtle, it's strategic, and it's devastatingly effective. Here's how it works. You experience something, a conversation, an event, a promise she made. You know what happened because you were there. But when you bring it up later, she denies it. Not just disagrees, completely denies it ever happened. And she does it with such certainty, such conviction, that you start questioning yourself. Did I misremember? Was I not paying attention? Am I being too sensitive? That's the goal. Once you start doubting your own memory, your own perception, your own sanity, she controls the narrative. She controls what's real. She controls you. And here's why it works so well on men, specifically. Men are trained to be rational. We're told to be logical, to think clearly, to not be emotional. So when a woman presents her version of events with complete confidence, our rational mind thinks, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm being irrational, maybe I'm overreacting. You assume she wouldn't lie about something so blatant. You assume there must be a misunderstanding. You assume you're the problem. That assumption is your vulnerability. Gaslighters don't gaslight everyone. They gaslight people who will doubt themselves before doubting others. They gaslight people who value being reasonable more than being right. They gaslight people like you. Let me show you the 6 specific tactics gaslighters use to rewrite your reality. Once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. 1. Flat denial that never happened. You bring up something she said or did. Her response, I never said that. That didn't happen. You're making that up. No explanation, no nuance, just complete denial with absolute confidence. Why it works? Your brain assumes people don't lie about easily verifiable facts. So if she's denying it so confidently, maybe you really did misremember. Reality check. Manipulators lie about easily verifiable facts all the time because they know you'll doubt yourself before you call them a liar. 2. Trivializing. You're overreacting. You express hurt or frustration about something real. Her response, you're being too sensitive. It's not that serious. Why are you making such a big deal out of this? She's not addressing what happened. She's making your reaction the problem. Why it works? Men are already conditioned to suppress emotions. When she says you're overreacting, you think, maybe I am being too emotional. Maybe I need to man up. Reality check. Your feelings are data. When someone consistently tells you your feelings are invalid, they're training you to ignore your own warning signals. 3. Countering. That's not how it happened. You tell her what happened. She tells you a completely different version, not a different perspective, a different reality. No, you said this. Actually, you did that. She rewrites the script entirely. Why it works? Now you're arguing about what happened instead of addressing the actual issue. She's moved the battlefield from the problem to your memory. Reality check. When someone constantly, corrects your memory of shared experiences. They're not helping you remember accurately. They're erasing your version and replacing it with theirs. 4. Forgetting denial of memory. I don't remember that. Convenient amnesia. She doesn't remember the conversation where she promised something. She doesn't remember the fight where she said something cruel. She doesn't remember agreeing to something. Why it works? You can't prove someone remembers something, so you're stuck trying to convince her of something she claims never entered her mind. Reality check. If she consistently doesn't remember things that benefit you and perfectly remembers things that benefit her, her memory is fine. Her honesty isn't. 5. Diverting. Why are you always attacking me? You try to address an issue, she immediately flips it. You're always criticizing me. Why do you keep bringing up the past? You never let anything go. She makes you defending yourself instead of her addressing the problem. Why it works? Now you're justifying why you brought it up instead of her explaining what she did. She's turned your legitimate concern into you being the aggressor. Reality check. When someone consistently redirects conversations away from their behavior and onto yours, they're avoiding accountability through misdirection. 6. Projection. You're the manipulative one. This is the nuclear option. She accuses you of doing exactly what she's doing. You're gaslighting me. You're the one who manipulates. You're making me feel crazy. Why it works? It's so absurd that you freeze. You're so busy defending yourself from a false accusation that you forget you were originally addressing her behavior. Reality check. Manipulators accuse you of their tactics because it confuses you, puts you on defense, and makes observers think both sides are at fault. Here's what happens when you're gaslit consistently over time. You stop trusting your own perception. You second-guess everything. Did she really say that? Did I really see that? Am I remembering this correctly? You become dependent on her version of reality. Since you can't trust your own memory, you start relying on her to tell you what's true. She becomes your reality anchor. That's exactly where she wants you. You isolate yourself. You stop telling friends and family what's happening because you're not even sure yourself anymore. Maybe I am overreacting. Maybe I am remembering it wrong. You become easier to control. Once someone has convinced you that your own mind is unreliable, they can make you believe anything. Your defenses are gone. This is why gaslighting is so dangerous. It's not just about winning an argument. It's about systematically destroying your ability to trust yourself so that you become completely dependent on the manipulator's version of truth. And the worst part, you do most of the work for them. Because you're rational, you doubt yourself. Because you're fair, you consider that maybe you're wrong. Because you want peace, you stop fighting for your version of reality. Your strengths become your weaknesses when weaponized against you. Now here's how you protect yourself. This is your defense system against gaslighting. Rule 1. Document everything important. Conversations about commitments, promises, agreements, write them down. Save texts, keep records. Not because you're paranoid, because gaslighters rely on you having no proof when they deny things later. Action step. After important conversations, send a summary text. Just to confirm we agreed on X, her response, or lack of, is documentation. Rule 2. Trust your initial gut reaction. Your first emotional response to something is usually accurate. Before you second-guess yourself, before you rationalize, before you doubt, that first hit of "this feels wrong" is real data. Action step. When something feels off, write down exactly what happened and how you felt immediately. Don't wait. Your unedited version is the truth. Rule 3. Get external reality checks. Talk to someone you trust about what's happening, not for validation, for calibration. Am I crazy or is this not adding up? Action step. Describe specific incidents to a friend whose judgment you respect. If they consistently say that's not normal, believe them. Rule 4. Stop arguing about what happened. If she denies something you know happened, don't spend 30 minutes trying to convince her. State it once. I remember it differently, and I'm confident in my memory. Then address the behavior, not the memory dispute. Action step. Shift from "you did say that" to "whether you remember or not, this pattern keeps happening and it needs to stop." Rule 5. Exit if the pattern continues. If she consistently denies reality, rewrites history, and makes you feel insane, you're not in a relationship with communication problems. You're in a relationship with a manipulator. Action step. 3 strikes. If gaslighting happens repeatedly after you've called it out, leave. Your sanity is not negotiable. You're not crazy. You're not too sensitive. You're not misremembering. You're being manipulated by someone who knows that the easiest person to gaslight is someone who doubts themselves before they doubt others. Your memory is reliable. Your perception is valid. Your reality is real. Stop letting someone rewrite it. If this confirmed what you suspected, share it with another man who's questioning his sanity. Subscribe for content that protects you from psychological warfare. This is Shadowmind Insights. Trust yourself. Document everything. Exit when necessary.